Strike 3. Soderstrom not happy. He's going to turn around and have that conversation with Tom Hanahan, and he's now tossed out of the game. Mark Kotsay out of the dugout now. Take over where Soderstrom left off.
And I think the fact that Tom Hanahan is even entertaining the conversation from Mark Kotsay kind of lets you know that, hey, he probably has a feel that it's been bouncing around, and he said that that's down. That's twice. That's twice. That's twice. The first, and then he gets ran.
Hader and come up with a hit. He is 1 for 4 against him.
Boy, he doesn't like that call right there. First pitch changeup that looked to be down below the zone. And Taylor's telling him, he said, Nick, that ball is down. That ball is down.
And now, after not liking that first call, and boy, he is hot.
Oh, yeah. Or did he get thrown out too?
I think he got thrown out.
He's out now for sure.
Yeah.
Because he said, he turned to him and said that ball was down. And did he get assessed another strike or because he had called time? He had called time. Well, they got to get Taylor into the dugout right now.
He is hot.
Well, I can't remember the last time. Well, saw somebody that mad. It's a changeup down and away. It's called a strike, and he's upset. Okay, strike. He's like, oh man, are you kidding me? And he turned around and said to him, he goes, Nick, that right there, he said, right here, that's not a strike. And then Nick must have thrown him out.
Wow. If he threw him out earlier, he was not very demonstrative about it. But then the exchange.
Well, this is where Taylor loses his mind.
And
so
of course.
yeah, whatever happened, I mean, that was, we'll have to get to the bottom of it, but that, he went from 0 to 60.
Back to the top of the order, and here's Xavier Edwards.
Let's see if Edwards can maybe drop one down that third base line.
Shows bunt, he pushes it back towards the mound. Littell is on it, and he throws it to first, and it gets down the right field line. No throw to the plate. That'll plate a run. Aranda's on his rear end at first, and Xavier Edwards walking back to the bag. And I think they may have called interference on Xavier Edwards, and the run's not going to score. What happened here, Nelly?
Well, I don't know, unless he ran in the grass to try to alter the throw. Now, we did see that one time at home when Edwards tried to score. He was about 3 feet in that grass. Now, the first base umpire is Ben May over there. This is a judgment call. This is not reviewable. So Clayton McCullough and the Marlins cannot review this play. This is a judgment call by the umpire, the first base umpire. He's calling interference. Let's see. This is a great bunt, and Littell takes his time getting off the mound, and really poor throw. And I don't know where the interference came from. I really do not see it. Yeah,
that's terrible.
I don't see it. He was right on that line. I don't see it whatsoever. It was a very poor throw.
I'll tell you what. If I was Clayton McCullough, I might be back in my office early this afternoon. That would infuriate me, what just happened.
Yeah, that was a very poor call because he was right on the line, and that throw took the first baseman Aranda into the runner, into Edwards. So there's no way that could be interference.
Now the Marlins dugout's barking, but Clayton McCullough is telling the home plate umpire and the crew chief Chad Fairchild that we're all good. Well, Fairchild continues to stare at the third base dugout, and he just needs to ignore that. Everybody's getting a little testy on a Friday afternoon. I'm just a little surprised we didn't see more from that Marlins dugout there. That's an awful call, Nelly.
It's a poor call, and they extended that line. If you remember this year, that running lane for the runner coming in. Now
somebody just got ejected. And I think Clayton McCullough is headed back to his office early for the first time this season. Get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were talking about, Kyle, they extended that lane and that way to try to eliminate some of those collisions at first between the first baseman and the runner. And Xavier Edwards was hugging that line.
Oh, now Clayton just got tossed.
I think too, somebody else in that dugout got thrown out. And it's almost, you look at all these plays that aren't reviewable. Everything is so reviewable nowadays, and you just wonder why an interference call, which, it has a big impact in the game. Why those calls aren't reviewable? I mean, that could have easily gone back to New York, and it would have been reversed, I'm sure. And the Marlins would have tied this game up.
Can I tell you something else? Chad Fairchild was begging to throw somebody out of this game because he wouldn't stop looking over to the third base.
Now watch Edwards. He didn't go on the grass. He is hugging that line the whole time. And, you know, that throw took Aranda into Edwards. I just don't. I don't agree with that call at all. You see, he's hugging that line the whole time.
Low. Oh, and they called that strike 3. It was low, and Jordan Baker missed it, and Ryan Jeffers has been thrown out. Rocco Baldelli out for a conversation, but that was low.
Brutal.
And Jeffers ejected. That's rare for the Twins catcher.
Rightfully so. That ball's never in the strike zone. And the zone has been tight, low all night. Pitches in the zone have been called low. And that ball, not a strike. It's a good at-bat by Ryan Jeffers, taken away.
The 5th inning is presented by Audi. Now, Brian Snitker came out during the inning to talk to Gabe Morales at length about the balls and strikes. And Brian Snitker was ejected. It was a quiet ejection, but he was tossed, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
So it's a borderline pitch, pretty close, but based on what we have seen, that needs to be called a strike this afternoon. Right? The comparison again to what we showed you with Marcel compared to this one. And Drake does a really nice job, and the conversation in between innings went lengthy. Now, I never saw the official ejection, but we just heard it over the PA announcer.
Jason Dominguez here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And home plate umpire Bruce Streckman is having a word or two with Aaron Boone.
That's James Rowson.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see the?
Yeah, he did. He's a lefty. He threw him out lefty.
Yeah, he did.
You have to know your outfield arm.
That's a call, 3rd strike.
Well, he just ran Nico.
Nico Warner gets tossed.
This is an experienced umpire back there.
No.
Derek Thomas, and we never see Nico beef at the umpires. No, Craig is going to get his money's worth here.
I think Craig just said you're better than that. You missed the call.
First offering, tapped. Oh, that had weird spin. Kelly safe at first. Wow. It's the 6th straight inning they've gotten a leadoff man on. That's just a bad break for the Cubs.
And Craig Counsell out to argue perhaps that he thought Kemp was running it in fair territory. Remember, they amended that rule. You do not have to run in the lane as long as you're on the dirt. Craig has just been ejected for the 2nd day in a row.
So Craig Counsell has been ejected.
Welcome back here, bottom of the 6th, all knotted up. I'm going to show you what happened here with JP Sears and Gabe Morales. JP, who's this on? Well, looks like he feels like all of it is on Gabe Morales, and you can understand why the frustration for JP. I mean, he just watched his teammate come in and execute, get a job done with the fastball, not get the credit for it, and that snowball we talked about.
After review, the call on the field stands. Foul ball. New York will lose the challenge.
Aaron Boone not too thrilled, and he gets thrown out after throwing gum toward the field. He gets thrown out by the home plate umpire, John Tumpain.
Yeah, I think Aaron thought it hit the line from the review they saw.
This shocks you because DJ LeMahieu does not have much to say on the field, and Jeremy Rehak didn't like what he said and threw him out immediately.
Check swing, did he go? He did. Ryan Blakeney said Seager went around, and Alexander escapes danger, and we're going to the 11th. Bruce Bochy's not happy about it, but we've got more baseball here at Arlington.
Boch didn't like it, and he's not going to watch any more of the game from the dugout.
88th career ejection. We'll be watching from the clubhouse.
Scenery is all that you need, and Savale needs to keep pitching. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year, and it looks like Venable's gone.
Will Venable is hot early on. He is giving it to Marvin Hudson. Hudson has blown numerous calls already to start this game, and Will Venable is sticking up for his pitcher.
Well, happy Father's Day to you. I think that was what was said.
Man, oh man, Key Brian Hayes, just a pond skipper through the right side.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Detroit will lose their challenge.
Yeah, the looks they had here, A.J. Hinch. A.J. Hinch he says, I know. You never see this off a replay from A.J. Hinch. He is not happy. I think A.J. saw what we saw on the first look.
Oh no, Tatis got hit. And Little, the rookie, spins Tatis around. And Mike Schilt is furious coming out of the dugout. And now Mike Schilt is barking at Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts out of the dugout. The managers are going to come face to face. Standing in between them is the Crucci Marvin Hudson. And Duck just bumped Mike Schilt. The dugout's clear. Mike Schilt has been barking all day. And then he yelled at Dave Roberts, and the Padres and Dodger bullpen's now empty. They gather on the warning track next to the Dodger dugout. This has been brewing all season long. And finally, the tempers are too hot.
Strike 3. That time it caught Lawrence looking, and Lawrence is going to have a conversation with Ryan Blakeney as he thought it was a little low. Butler didn't like the strike 3 call, and he let the umpire know it. Umpire said one more word, and Ryan Blakeney didn't like what Lawrence had to say back.
Well, Lawrence did not like the call at the bottom of the zone. He's saying, come on, man, that is low. Blakeney says, stop. Raw Dog gave him a little bit more, and Blakeney said, well, you can think about it in the shower. But you and I were done talking here.
Like this.
Like this. And here they are, 4.5 games out of first place.
Well, we have a fun discussion at home plate, and Reese McGuire will have to exit said game. There it is.
And once again, that high strike is called. Strike 3 to Carroll.
Well, this is the exact same pitch that was called to Vargas, and Edgar better be careful because now he's tossed, so he doesn't have to be careful because he's already leaving the ball game. Again, Herrera does a nice job of bringing it back in, but well, it looks like Edgar got his money worth it anyway as he's tossed from this one.
We saw it on back-to-back pitches, that high strike. Both players, Vargas, Carroll, unhappy with the call.
So I don't know where he'd be going with this.
Yeah, he looks like he's not getting any satisfaction. He's been thrown out of the game. Second game in a row for the Red Sox manager. He has been tossed out. Alan Porter going nose to nose with him. Red Sox run themselves into a double play. Cora saw something else. But he has been run just as he was yesterday in San Francisco. Also on a base running play involving Jarren Duran.
Well, Josh Chisholm just got thrown out, and really he has nobody to blame but himself. I know he didn't like the call, but he has been chirping at Wegner. Aaron Judge, between innings, walked him out to the field to try to calm him down, and he would not stop screaming at Wegner about that 2-0 pitch. And you always tell me, Paul, heat of the moment, but this is far after the heat of the moment. He got himself thrown out, then Wegner gave him a lot of leash.
He did, but you know, you get so frustrated as a player, you just want to vent, and you know, you're not happy now. Obviously, you're in a tie game, and now you put Aaron Boone in a position where you know you have to go to your bench.
Now, I was watching him between innings at third base, just kept repeating it wasn't even close, and he's right, it wasn't. But you know, you did have some time to cool off, and he took it out to the field, and he got thrown out. Now, the Yankees will have to bring in DJ LeMahieu to play second, and they'll have to move Peraza over to play third, and they lost Jazz's bat. And if he's going to keep going, he's going to get suspended too.
And this is what happens is as a player, you can't stand when an umpire tries to bait you and starts looking at you. Say, why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? And it's just, all right, here you go. See you later. Been there, Michael. It's very frustrating. I mean, I agree. I thought Wegner gave him a long leash. But when you go back to your position, you don't want to be stared down by the umpire because the umpire, in the end, has to say.
That was thrown inside, and it hits Lopez. After the game yesterday, Logan Webb came out and said We have to do a better job at protecting our players, and that's why they're getting together right now. That was way inside.
And that's going to be warnings to both sides right now.
Clayton McCullough just got thrown out by Alfonso Marquez.
Clayton McCullough, great job there protecting your team and understanding that this is absolutely wrong.
Oh, Roberto Ortiz throwing someone out.
It's Carlos Mendoza who was barking about the strike zone in the last half inning and clearly did not like the way the last two pitches were called because he felt as though there was some inconsistency, and he is getting his money's worth now.
I can tell you exactly what he's saying. He's saying, listen, I've seen the pitches, and you gave it to him, his pitcher, Pittsburgh, but you're not giving it to my pitcher. Be consistent.
The first time that Carlos has been ejected this year, and he is making sure he gets every bit of conversation in before he exits.
To me, this reeks of a manager who's angry at the strike zone and angry at his team and isn't trying to inspire his team to wake up. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, Freeman just got run by DeJesus. You kidding me? And Warren Schaefer is going to get run. This is by far the most demonstrative we've seen Warren. I get it. Tyler Freeman is a mild-mannered guy, he's a competitive guy. To run him that quickly, that's disrespectful to the player. And quite frankly, I think it's disrespectful right now to the club.
Yeah.
Here at the stadium, Anthony Volpe was just ejected. Peraza takes over at short, and LeMahieu now in at second after Volpe gets ejected following that strikeout to end the eighth, his first career ejection.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 2-1, Nats on top, and Davey Martinez exiting because, well, we got an ejection. There is no tag on that, but it went to replay review. Oh, we don't have enough there? You can't argue. The moment you argue about anything in the replay, you get thrown out. And to me, this is not Davey Martinez mad at Mark Ripperger. He knows. You know.
All right, so this is what happened in between innings. Bob Melvin is wearing out home plate umpire Quinn Wolcott.
And yeah, he did get tossed, and I have a feeling this has something to do with Ramos taking two pitches way outside and getting called and rung up. So fighting for the guys to try to get a good strike zone.